Bro, have you ever took a gander? And I'm just saying this because I'm about to scroll through it real quick.
Hmm.
You ever took a look at the Reddit page? Am I the asshole,
No, no,
bro?
never even heard of it. How do
Bro,
you come across this stuff, bro?
look, man.
Like, how do you
look, look,
like? How
look,
did you find Kevin Samuels, bro? Like, how do you
look,
find
man.
this stuff?
You cannot, you cannot hold the title of the person that can find anything on the internet if you don't scour the internet.
I bet my cousin has been on the dark web.
Oh, nigga, many a times, bro.
For
Bro.
what though? I mean, I guess you would
Oh man, we'll talk about that later. You don't even know
like literally what is on the dark web, bro?
bro.
Like,
When I say a rabbit hole, bro, because this is the thing. When you get on the dark web, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta research how to get on the dark web. Like it's not as easy as just typing in a website
what
and
is
then
on the dark web? Like, what is on there?
it's honestly, to be perfectly honest, man, it looks a lot like
It's a lot
the
of porn. It's a lot of
oh,
porn and stuff. It's
bro,
that porn that we don't get to see.
it's a lot of porn. Uh, but for the most part, it's where people just hide nuggets of information that they don't want on the regular internet. They don't want it to be as easily accessible as the regular internet. I
So it
mean,
ain't people chopping each other head off and scat porn, is it?
yeah, it's some of that. It's some of that. I mean, whatever will be regulated on the regular internet is not regulated on the dark web.
So ain't no Google like, oh, let me Google
No,
something.
it's actually it is
It's a
Google.
dark Google, a
It
dark
is
Google.
Google like sites though, but they're only going
Right.
to hit if the person wanted to be discoverable.
What you drinking,
Man, I'm always drinking Coke, bro.
bro? What's inside the Coke? What is the Coke mingling with,
Big old goblet ball of ice, a little Death Star ball
bro?
of ice.
You
Look,
got
man,
something in that cup. You got
you gonna
something
get
in
me
that
out
cup.
here
Boy,
telling on myself amongst the masses.
man, you got something in that
I
cup, and
told
I
you what's
wants
in
to
that
know.
cup. It's called Coca Cola. On Reddit, it's called "Am I the Asshole?" So
Okay.
basically, people jump on here, they throw in a story just to see if they handled it the right way. Uh, I was reading one the other day where the people, like two people, gave their daughter up for adoption, and then some years later, they by whatever means they wound up, letting the girl finding the girl. The girl found them, and she was staying with them. And as she went through her adoption, and she in her foster home, she started. The psychiatrist decided to give her a cat, so she has something to take care of, and so basically she's a foster kid. She's been in and out of foster homes. They gave her a cat to kind of deal with anxiety and da 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 da.
Okay.
Flash forward, her parents. She found her parents. They let her move in with her. She brings the cat. They have a baby. The baby's allergic to the cat. They tell her to get rid of the cat. And so they basically said, she's like, "Am I the asshole because I don't care about this little kid who's sick because of my
Yes.
cat?
Yes. You're the asshole. Yes.
But I need the cat to deal with my anxiety."
You don't have to live here. You don't have to live here. It
That's
sounds like this is an adult, right?
she was. I think she was 17, so almost an
Oh
adult.
no, she ain't an adult. But like, what were
So
you
this the
living
thing
before
though.
you came here?
That's the thing. She was living in foster care because her parents gave her up for adoption. So at 16, 17 years old, they
So what? They supposed to get rid of the baby?
but that's the thing. They found her and
Okay.
decided to let me foster my real kid that we gave up for adoption. They bring her in. She comes in with the cat that she's been, whatever, you've been using to deal with the fact that she's a foster kid. Boom, pops, they have a baby. The baby's allergic to the cat. She's like, "Am I the asshole because I'm not giving up my
Yes,
cat?"
you are the asshole. Give up the cat. You don't. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. She probably got anxiety because she been a foster kid for 17 years. You got your family back.
Whose fault is that?
But no,
These
what I'm
strangers,
saying,
hold on,
listen,
these
she
strangers
got her
that I ain't
family
known for
back.
17 years, I've been in the
Bruh, she
foster
got her
house.
family back. Maybe she don't get anxiety no more.
I've
When we
been in
talk,
the system for
I don't
17
know.
years.
I'm a person that deal with anxiety. but I hate cats. So
I hate cats.
No, you know what? No, you know what?
I hate cats.
I love all animals, bro. I
hate,
genuinely love all animals. I just dislike cats the most.
The cat didn't do nothing to me. It was just it, but it traumatized my sisters. My sisters found
I remember this. I remember
yeah.
this. I remember that.
My
That was
sisters
hilarious.
found a pregnant cat.
I remember
And
that.
decided to bring it in the house, and they brought the cat in the house on the front porch. The cat had a whole litter of kittens, and my hard-headed sisters, I think both of us told them, leave them kittens alone. They start messing with the kittens while the mother was sleeping.
Yes, sir.
And the mother woke up and smelled that human on them kittens. She bit all their heads off. She killed all the men. They threw that, not pregnant, but recently they threw that cat out the house so fast. Like, ain't nothing but the devil in you. You so evil. And that cat, she bit all their heads off, the whole litter.
Hey, somebody said,
Jada's still traumatized.
Jada, hop on. Jada, get on here. Get on here, Jada. I gotta ask you some questions. Jada don't. Oh, there go Jada right there.
Nah, she don't live.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
what's up, shawty?
Hey.
Invest in black women. I know that's right.
Yes, repping my.
Okay, we saw it.
That cat was nasty. I hate
before
cats
we
now.
even get into that, what you drinking? Because I forgot to take that off the screen. So what you drinking?
Voss water.
Voss. You fancy.
I'm bougie.
Get your fancy ass off here.
Hey, pinky in the air, baby.
Because of that, like people be like, "Oh, are you a cat person or a dog person?" First of all, I hate cats. It's not even a question. Like, I hate cats for that. In correction, she ate the head of 3 and the body of 2.
Right, I remember. I remember when y'all pulled back the blanket.
We memorialized and buried the kittens. And I mean, I feel ashamed to say this, that I kicked that postpartum cat off the porch, but I did. I did.
Sent her a pack.
Y'all don't have a good track record over there with animals, man.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm still trying to figure out what your dad did to that dog.
Look, I already told you, my dude, we're not going to talk about my dad.
I'm still, to this day, trying to find out what happened to Sparkle. Sparkle.
We do good with pets. We had Aries for like over a decade and a half. Then Huey, a decade and a half. Like, we do good with pets.
What happened to Derrick Iguana? What happened to Derrick Iguana?
My Uncle Jamie.
Uncle Jamie killed the iguana.
I'm about to get my superpowers tomorrow, basically.
Okay.
Get my superpowers.
They were a little
tomorrow.
late.
Huh?
They a little late.
What do you mean they a little? No.
You said you're getting your superpowers?
Yeah, I'm getting my superpowers. I'm getting my little serum, the little COVID serum.
Your super serum.
Okay, you're getting your vaccine. You remember it was like the little lunar eclipse and all the black folks were supposed to get their superpowers? I thought you were getting
That
yours.
was fake. I'm getting them real superpowers. I'm getting them superpowers.
Yeah, I get my last dose on Sunday. I'm excited.
Which one?
Pfizer.
That's what I'm getting tomorrow. I'm getting the Pfizer.
Hey, yes.
Pfizer family.
Let's
Derrick,
talk that vaccine. I love it. Don't give me a platform to start talking about a vaccine and some medicine now. Don't do it.
Look like they're trying to get kids to take it.
Yeah.
So Pfizer did their testing on 12 to 15-year-olds and came back with 99% efficacy.
Yeah.
So I'm for that.
You for that?
Yeah.
I don't know if my wife is for that. But those are some good numbers. Johnson & Johnson has the Negro vote. You know what I'm saying? It's one shot. It's the name you know. Everybody think Johnson & Johnson is owned by the black folks.
Johnson & Johnson.
The BET. But they keep fucking up. Like, they just had to throw away millions of vaccines.
We talked about that on the last live.
Yeah, because they, so it's like you got the one name brand recognition
that people trust.
Americans trust, and you acting niggerish. You can't be botching the recipe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
They botching them inoculations.
right. You up in that like the professor from Powerpuff Kids. You a little of this and a little of this and you
Then you
know
got
like
shit all over the head.
you can't be botching the secret sauce, my dude. Oh yeah.
Everything negative spreads like wildfire. You can't get the positive stuff to spread, but if it's something that's going to make the name brand look bad or the vaccine look
Well, I
bad,
don't
and you
think
have
it's
a lot of anti-vaxxers out here that's just running with anything, any story that pops up. One person gets
Man.
sick, they share that story a million times to make it look like 1,000 people get sick.
They be
Like,
sharing stories that contradict the first story
yeah,
that they shared.
Mhm.
It's so funny. Like if you don't want to believe in it, I get it. I get it. I
Right.
get the apprehensiveness.
Mhm.
My issue is I just don't think I could beat COVID. I don't.
Why don't you think you
I'm
can
not
beat it?
I'm not the healthiest. I deal from I have high blood pressure. Yeah, I don't like my odds.
You know what? I don't argue with folks about their religion, right?
No.
The
I
whole
do.
thing about it is
I
valid
do.
to say that the medical system as a whole has had its issues in failing Black and brown people. But when we talk about modern day medicine in the hands of who's on modern day medicine, we have so many African American people who are contributing to the science to make things better because of Tuskegee. Let's not talk about the negatives of Tuskegee. Let's talk about the positive, how people have gone and gotten PhDs and contributed to developing these vaccines, how people have gone and gotten MDs and become doctors so we can have more people that look like us treating us. So it's, to linger on to history and not look at both sides of it. Like, yes, it was crappy. A lot of terrible things and a lot of terrible biases and fears have come from it, but we have also made strides as people to make it better. And that's what we got to look at as well and support one another as well. When we have, my medical career or my medical path is not just for me. I'm laying the groundwork for other people to come up and look like me. I don't know any doctor who lived in Austin, grew up in Austin, and came back and be a doctor in Austin. I know people who came from other areas, other, richer families, wherever they came from, and then migrated to Austin. But I don't know anyone from the west side of Chicago. I know no doctor from the west side of Chicago. So your mission got to be greater than just sharing fears. Share a success story.
Right, and it's not to say ain't no doctors in the West Side. I don't think
We
we're
know
saying
that, yeah.
But if you don't know any, you don't know any, and
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
think
trying
what
to
you're
think. I
saying
don't
is,
know any.
I
Either.
grew up on the west side. I came back to become a doctor on the west side.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about the vaccine.
You're not getting vaccinated? Why not? Tell me why. Tell me why.
We had this conversation the last time I was up
I
here.
missed it.
We gonna have it
Fill
again.
me in. Fill me in. I missed it.
I just don't want to do it for me.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
For you, like, why? What's your top reason why? Number one reason why for you don't want to do it?
The vaccine turnaround.
I thought we explained that.
The turnaround.
Yep, you did, and I agree.
Paying for it.
The turnaround. What you mean?
It came out too fast. That's what
Okay.
that's what a lot of people say.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people say that, which is crazy to me because they've been studying like mRNA for over 30 years.
Yes.
They've been
And I
doing
get
this
that
for
it's
so long.
just a different strain that is already had a cure for an earlier strain, so they could have had, just cheated a little bit and used some of previous stuff. I don't like needles at all. Do
Get a
you
flu
see
shot every
tattoos
year.
or anything? So I don't like
I think
needles.
it's just a general
But you
fear of
don't,
the
you don't got
needles.
ink.
No, she
No.
don't have no ink.
I ain't got no ink.
I know that's why I called y'all names.
No, I don't like needles. But I'm getting this damn vaccine tomorrow.
I'm the one that set up everybody's vaccine. My
you,
grandparents,
you a hypocrite.
my grandma's best friend called me to set up her vaccine. I'm not against nobody else getting it. I'm just not doing it.
Oh,
Have
so
you gotten your daughter vaccinated?
you let them other people get poked, but you ain't gonna get poked.
With like any of the vaccines, any childhood vaccines, have you allowed your daughter to get vaccinated within the last few years?
Yes, and we've talked about that too. I have given my daughter the vaccines that they require her to have to attend public school.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever got a flu shot? Has she ever got a flu shot?
Yes, I took it because they threatened me, and I haven't taken it since.
You don't bring your sick kid to school to get everybody else infected with the flu.
I don't
Because the
send my
flu
child to
shot,
school when she's sick.
the flu shot changes every year, and nobody really say anything about that. Like the flu shot literally is a new flu shot every year.
I say the same thing. I'm like, you got to get a new one because it's a new strain every year. I don't get the flu shot.
Right, but
So
if
the
they
first
coming
time
out with
I
the
got
strain,
the flu shot, and the only
Christina.
time I got the flu shot was when they
Christina.
told me to take it, or if I got it, I could kill my baby if I got the flu. And I was a new mom, and I was terrified. So yes, I took
it. That's bad medicine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you experienced that.
You want to kill your baby?
Because it's like y'all trying to reinvent the wheel when we already have science for this. Y'all gonna mess it up. Like if the vaccine had taken longer, I would have been concerned.
Believe me, I believe half the ingredients of that the antivirus or the vaccine was sitting on the shelf and all these.
It is. Have you looked at like?
I understand that older versions of coronavirus do have vaccines. That's like, when it first came out, people was like, oh, COVID ain't nothing new. They said this killed this, that killed that. Yeah, but it's a completely different strain, and they don't know how this strain works against that vaccine.
All of the ingredients, if you look at the ingredients, it has nothing to do with the virus. The only active ingredient that has to do with the virus is the virus mRNA itself, right? And that's no different of if you just got COVID, you're going to be exposed to that. If you get the virus, that part of that strain is going to be in that mRNA code. Everything else is just a solution to maintain that mRNA. Like you got lipids, which is basically fat, so it can slip past your fat and get to your cell. Right. You got sugar so that it can have a metabolism and, stay alive, preserve it and stuff like that. You got things that honestly, like you said, just been sitting on the shelf for a while. Like the solution and the science behind it is just for the preservation of that mRNA and how it gets into your cell, like cellular recognition, because you don't realize like your cell has to see something and identify it before it allows it in your body. Like it's not just like, oh, come on in, everybody's welcome. No, it's signaling that needs to occur. So it's just stuff that's mixed in there that allows it to go into your cells and replicate. But it only thing new is the virus itself. So if it had took them any longer to come up with this vaccine, I'd be concerned because we know what the virus is. So what you taking so long to figure out?
Okay. Man, you smart as shit.
Nah, I'm not that smart.
You smart as hell. Shit. I want somebody to come in here like totally against it so you can just obliterate them and I can watch it.
and that's okay for me. Like sometimes I'm like, you know what? It makes sense. I want to go outside. I want to go do stuff. And I seen something that was like she vaxxed and waxed and ready to go. And I'm like, okay, I feel it.
What? She's trying to be out on the streets. She belongs to the streets.
Waxed and ready to go.
Now that's a meme for your ass. It ain't for us.
Wax, and ready to go.
What, men don't wax?
I know men that wax.
Yeah, dude, men wax.
You know men that wax?
No, I mean, like, but I'm pretty sure some men wax. I watched a 40-year-old version, and they were waxing dude chests.
I watch videos every night to go to sleep of men getting their faces waxed and lined up.
You said videos like you about to tell us something.
It's videos, but it's like YouTube ASMR videos. It's not.
I'm about to say, where you going with this?
You told on yourself. You said you watch videos at night.
I watch those videos every
night. Videos.
Youporn.com.
Like watching them snatch off
ASMR?
the hair.
Wait. Are you what? Hold on, y'all.
Don't do that. I hate that sound, man.
Are you guys watching ASMR videos?
I hate that stuff. I really do. I have misophonia, so like when people chewing, it really bothers me.
You have what?
Misophonia.
Oh my God!
You just flexing. Flexing right now. You're doing this on purpose.
I hate it. Janelle does it. Yes.
What's Janelle? Tell Janelle to hop
Misophonia. It is the hatred of sound. It is a neurological condition which sound triggers emotion that can range from anger, rage to annoyance, activating your fight or flight.
And I got misophonia. when they be talking on my neck.
Common triggers include oral sounds, loud breathing, chewing, swallowing, clicking sounds, keyboard tapping, finger tapping, windshield wipers.
Nah, it's this nigga. It's this nigga talking while he eating.
Misophonia. Wow.
Yeah.
I am a fan of DMX. You know, I never got deep down into hip hop and rap and stuff like that. But DMX is one of the guys that I actually brought albums of and I was a fan of. I don't feel no kind of way, bro. I don't feel no kind of way. This nigga just had a baby. His wife, his fiance just had a baby. Just had a baby. And you still out smoking and doing crack and doing that shit?
I don't know the whole story. So like
I know she just had a baby. So
I understand that. Derrick, I understand that.
What point do I say I'm done with this?
What kind of drugs are we talking about though? Because if they
but
like
he also got 15 kids. If the other 14
if they opiates and he just hooked on opiates. Huh?
I mean, the thing is, it's only, well, you know, weed can give you a heart attack. I mean,
come on, man. Come on.
He probably was using heroin or crack.
DMX have
getting a heart attack off weed.
You can definitely have a heart attack from weed. A lot of people, it's much, you know, it's not as common as, you know, crack or
heroin. Somebody that had it and overreacted.
That nigga was going to have a heart attack anyway. What are you talking about?
No, the thing about it is that I
ain't never wanted to do anything on weed but go to sleep. Maybe have some sex. But that, I mean,
some of
never.
Here is laced, especially out in the hood.
So that's different. You talking about that's
say that.
You can't say weed is doing it. If it's laced, then it's whatever is that's in there.
There are strands of weed that everybody can't just be smoking on. Like everybody has a different response. Everybody has a different response to weed.
Maybe in the history of
though, like you might be paranoid and overreact and trip out a little bit,
and if you're already, you know, predisposed to heart conditions, heart disease.
Right.
That's somebody that would have had it anyway.
I was at work when they said he died, and when I got out to the car and I read it, I was just like, meh.
I mean, you knew it was gonna happen because I mean, it kind of softened the blow for it because he was in bad shape for a few days. No, bad shape for like a week. I'm
still gonna listen. My relationship is with his music. I'm still gonna listen to the music. It's sad what happened to the man, but I mean, I feel sorry for people when freak accidents happen. I don't feel sorry for people when the person happens.
It's not that simple all the time. Sometimes, like when
I think
you thinking like it's a matter of let me just stop, but sometimes your body need it. Not just your head needing, your body craves.
That's just how I deal with death, bro. It's just whatever. And this dude had everything to live for. His old kids, not to mention his newborn baby. I mean, bro, at what point do you pull yourself out for the people the things that's going on around you?
I mean, and some people they get to the point where it's like, you know,
he's been in rehab. He's been off for a while. I don't know what I thought he was. I thought
that's what I was saying. That was a relapse because he was just clean.
But one of the huge problems with stuff like that is, you know, they go clean, and then when they get back on it, they try to go as hard as they used to, and they don't have that tolerance anymore.
They ain't there no more.
They ain't got that tolerance, so they were like, oh man, I did 5 of these shrooms. You know, I'm just making an example.
Or it could be like Jada said earlier, like we don't know what he got a hold of. Maybe he got a hold of something he couldn't control.
Yeah,
he just did a versus.
Yeah, he did a versus with Snoop. Yeah, he did the verses with Snoop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was clean then, and that was just a couple months ago.
He was clean, so we thought. We don't know these.
But we don't know what brought him. We don't know that man life what made him go pop a pill or do whatever.
We don't know these people. We thought he was.
I'm sad that he's gone because I would have liked to have seen this brother live a long life and had a victorious story over drugs. To know that that's a part of his legacy. You know, he left this earth and that's going to be associated with how he left. And that's not another story that I would like to hear floating through our community. So that's the part that makes me sad. Like, man, could we have had I'm tired of hearing our greats, you know, Michael Jackson, Prince, DMX. Like, I'm tired of hearing our great brothers in the music industry dying from a reoccurring theme of drug use.
He on an Eminem song, and y'all, I'm an Eminem head. That's where I get him from. I
I
don't
barely know
know him by
Eminem.
himself.
Eminem is not real to me.
What?
What? Wait.
We gonna fight over that. I will fight over Eminem.
What? Go ahead and explain yourself.
I don't
Yeah,
really
you
care
gotta
for
explain
Eminem.
that.
I'm sorry.
He's not real to you. Like, go ahead
No,
and
he's
you
not
got
real.
your opinion. I just want to understand.
He's
what
not.
You just said.
I mean, I'm also probably not fit for this conversation because I'm an old school person. I'm rocking with Temptations and Teddy Pendergrass. I don't listen to a lot of rap.
That's what I say. I've never known you to listen to rap. I don't even know where this comes from.
Yeah, so I don't listen to any of this. So you can name 1,000 people. I'm be like, huh? I know
Okay, well,
Kendrick
I'm gonna let you
Lamar.
slide because you can't say you know rap music and then say Eminem
Mos
don't exist.
Def.
Right. So
I mean,
I'm
I
still
don't
trying to
know
figure.
rap music. I don't like Eminem. Like, if I had to listen to rap music, it wouldn't be Eminem.
Okay.
If they told me I could only listen to one rapper for the rest of my life, it would most definitely be Eminem.
It wouldn't be.
It'll probably be Kendrick
I mean, I
Lamar
like
for me.
Eminem. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
He's my
think of
favorite
far
artist.
better artists than
I
Eminem.
grew up listening to Eminem. Like when I
I
discovered
could think of a lot of
hip-hop,
artists better
it was
than Eminem. Eminem is dope. I don't think too many people can stand in front of him and do better than what he can do. As far as
I stole a CD from Paul because I love this man this much. His first
Jesus,
You goddamn.
You got a thief.
Jesus, which one? Which CD? Which one?
It's the one with it's the Marshall Mathers LP, the one with the
You just stole my
Bonnie
stuff.
and Clyde.
You just.
Are you mad?
Like, how did you steal it? Like, crazy. Stealing. What else you stole of mine? Go ahead. It's years after the fact now. What else you stole? Look at you.
I think I stole
Wait. Did
some
y'all see what she did? Wait. Don't say nothing, Chris. Did you all see what she did? Well, I said what you steal from me. She went. Like, she really had some stuff to think. Like, it's a list. It's a list.
Let me ponder on this a minute.
Yeah.
What else you steal from me?
I mean, if it was in the house, I thought it was free reign.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow. If
He
it
don't
was
need
in
this
the
Wu
house.
Tang no more. He don't even pay attention.
Yes,
to
I
these
need
no
that
more.
Wu Tang. What is you talking about? Yes, I need my Wu Tang. Hey, put my Wu Tang CDs in a box.
What you gonna play him on? What you gonna play him on?
I just want them.
Do you even have a CD player on that new computer?
We just want them.
Exactly.
Want him back.
Why would I need it? I can play it on my Xbox. There you go. My Xbox has a CD drive. Hey, send my Wu Tang CDs, please. Who's all paying attention to the trial?
I checked out of it. I can't do it. I'm too. When it comes to this trial, when it comes to anything of this magnitude, I get too emotionally into it. I can't do it.
This is why I haven't checked out. I am amazed by how good this legal team is just slam dunking all on this defense.
And this is the part about it where I'm at. I'll watch it now because I want it to be laid out this precisely where there's no shadow of a doubt to a normal person. Mm-hmm. And then once the prosecution rests, I'm gonna check out because that's when all the buffoonery gonna start. And we know that it only take one person to just say, I'm not putting the cop in jail. Screw all y'all. I'm writing a book when this is over to ruin this for us.
Exactly. This verdict isn't over.
I will be fine with them laying out all the evidence and I say, okay, now I know I'm not tripping. What I saw on the video was murder, and based on the prosecution and what they laid out, me as an independent juror from my house, guilty. Because that guilty to me is guaranteed. If they can prove it to me, despite what I saw with the facts, fine. But do I expect for a jury of people who don't live in that neighborhood, who not from and don't give a crap about George Floyd to put a cop in jail? Absolutely not. Then the dude today came on and said we didn't even find pills in his stomach.
Nope.
So every day they keep, well, maybe it was this, then maybe it was that, then maybe it was this, then maybe it was that. And they ain't going to do nothing until they figure out what was the worst thing. And then they're going to come on the next day and they ain't going to try to defend this dude. They're going to put George Floyd on trial. They looking for that one dude to talk to the whole time. And the whole time when the defense come, they're going to be talking to that one probably middle-aged white guy who they're going to show that you're not going to put this dude in jail, are you? Because they only need one. No matter what all we saw, you won. I tell you, we was right in this same space a couple of years ago when we saw the video of the cop in North Carolina shoot that guy in the back as he was running.
Yep.
They came to find out this was a Navy veteran. They shot him in the back. He moved the evidence. He moved the gun, the stun gun, near the guy and said he was going for my stun gun. We saw the whole video laid out.
Yep.
They gave the family the settlement. Then they started the trial. And then one dude said, I'm not putting him in jail.
Law is in, if the real legal system is in charge of making that decision, say a judge is in charge of making that decision, he's going to weigh that evidence, and it's not going to be any emotion involved. It's not going to be any biases involved. He's going to have a trained ear to sift through the
when they have the right judge, they do it too. I want a bench trial because I know that judge ain't going to put a cop in jail. They know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing.
But even still,
we've been here before. You know, we never seen before in the whole history of the United States. We never seen a real jury appear. You never seen an all-black jury.
There you go.
But this can happen in a black neighborhood, in a black part of town.
Well, to see, the thing is, when it comes to us being slain, the jury of our peers is not George Zimmerman. I mean, it's not George Floyd's peers. It's Chauvin's peers. That's who the peers are. He's being judged by his peers, and his peers are going to judge in his favor.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
That's the psyche part.
I've told my wife this because, and this is another good reason why people should have life insurance. I told my wife this: if I get killed by a cop, don't take the settlement. I got life insurance for that. I got life insurance.
They count the settlement as you saying it was okay.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm going to get that up, Christina. Don't take the settlement, because what the settlement is a silence mechanism. You're going to settle. Every time you settle, you're saying, I'm going to give up something for something. I'm going to settle for this. So I told her, I have insurance. We have family. I got this house. The kids will be all right. Go to court first, because you can always come back and do a civil suit. But if you take that settlement, you got to understand how they do that. They always give you this settlement when? As the jury is being seated. Right before you go, because they have to even stop this case and say, hey, did you guys hear that there was a settlement? Is that going to affect your decision one way or the other? But I guarantee you, the way they do these settlements, people go in court talking about, these motherfuckers just got 28 million taxpayer dollars. That's my money.
Yep.
I've already paid for this. So now I'm going to pay for this, and then you want me to put this cop in jail? Nah, you already got what you worth. That nigga wasn't worth $27 million. That nigga wasn't worth the highest settlement in Minnesota history.
That's sad.
So I'm not going to
say
give
that.
you, but that's how they think. So I'm not going to give you anything else. Because what you're selling for is you can't go on the stand and say, no, that picture you found of my husband when he was looking like a thug, that's from 40 years ago. My husband was a veteran, was a father, was a caring black man, was a this, was a that. He's never done this. He don't smoke. He don't drink, blah, 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 blah. I need somebody to speak to my character that know me. And because you settle, you can't. All those press conferences with Al Sharpton and them press conferences later, that don't mean nothing to the jury, because you can't come in here and say it.
Yeah.
Now, we all know how this works. If you're not guilty, if you don't put this cop in jail, oh nigga, the civil case about to be the biggest of the biggest.
It's like, when are we as a people going to realize that this happened every single time and stop taking the money? It's like, if you know it's going to come out, stop taking the money, get justice first, and then go for the money.
Right,
you can't do that, think about it. You know what I'm saying?
But this
happens every single time, like you said. Every time the trial come up, it happens. Stop taking the money.
But who's there to say that? That's what I'm saying. This is why me and my wife had the conversation now. This is why I have insurance now. I don't want to go fund me. I don't need you to figure out how you're going to bury me. I don't need you to say, oh, I need the money because I got to pay the rent. I got to keep the house. I got to do that. No, the insurance will cover you until this trial is over. Don't take that. Don't take that
Take the
scratch.
money. Here's another thing. I'm gonna tell my family if something like this happen. If something like this happen, I've already hey, if somebody named Ben Crump comes sniffing around this case, don't let him in there.
Nah, I don't need that.
No, tell Ben Crump
right.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know that man. I don't know that man, but I honestly, I think this is just Derrick's opinion. I think they are just as much pressure on taking those settlements as the people who's trying to give them the settlements. Because Ben Crump has been representing this family for I don't know how many months. He got to get paid too.
Yes.
So, I mean, when you talk about, hey, we negotiated the highest settlement in Minnesota history for George Floyd family and yada, yada, yada.
Who's really benefiting from that?
Exactly. It's a script, yo. They got a script. So, I mean, I hate to say it. I'm glad the Floyd family, got some money for his little daughter and his family, but I wish he was in the position. They were in the position where they didn't need that money, and they can hold this dude's feet to the fire.
Hey, people with that type of mindset.
You
like, these people getting food stamps. I pay their food stamps. Literally,
no, you don't.
But here's the thing, though. A lot of these people don't realize. That there's a larger demographic that's really getting them food stamps that nobody really ever want to talk about.
Bro.
Exactly.
And it's not even close. When you look at it in comparison, right?
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
Mississippi got the most people on welfare. That's funny because blacks ain't the most people in Mississippi.
The thing is, understand what welfare really is. That's a problem. People have spread this narrative of like a welfare queen and don't even know, not even intelligent enough to know what welfare really is.
Country of Illinois, and I know
the country.
Yeah, she was in the countryside.
Oh, the country, like yeehaw. Okay.
Yeehaw.
I thought you said
like if I go outside my door, I'm walking into a cornfield.
I thought she was talking about like United States, Illinois. I'm like the country,
United States of Illinois.
Illinois.
Them people down there on welfare and they don't like me.
And them, Christina, them be the same when they say they don't want no stimulus.
Yeah, because you getting one.
They know they already getting one.
Like, I don't need the stimulus, but you still qualified, honey. Yeah. So please,
like they really gonna get that money and be like, I guess I won't cash it this time.
It back, right? Yeah,
they can give us a reparation. These stimuluses.
They've been talking about it forever.
But here's the thing, Christina. These stimuluses let me know that they can give us a reparations if they really want it. They can. This country can afford that.
Yes.
To give everybody a good 50 stacks. All black people, all black folks can get 50 stacks.
I want my 40 acres.
Do you only get 25?
I want 50. I
want my
50.
40 acres.
And here's the thing. I want my mule. Here's the thing. I want my 50, but that still don't mean we even. You just paying me back what you owe me.
I think the real reason with reparations is the apology that has to come with reparations.
Just acknowledging I did you wrong.
I don't care about your apology.
It ain't about. Hold on. It ain't about if you care about the apology.
I don't care about the apology because most likely it's not heartfelt. It's just
it ain't. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about.
Bam, little man, put that money in my hand. That's all I'm saying.
It's not about that. It's not the apology. It's the admission of guilt.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Once you admit guilt, once you admit something was wrong, I can sue your ass. Now, let's think about the people who really got rich off slavery. The banks that still exist today.
Yes, the JP Morgan Chases.
Hey, we ain't gonna say no names.
Oh, we can't.
We gotta work.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't know where your money at. I don't know what I don't know who's holding your money.
Hold on. I'm good on that account. I'm good on that.
I don't know who hold your student loans. I ain't gonna say no name. But you can guarantee if you get that apology and that admission of guilt, and we can go back and start suing those people who profited off our slavery, keep your reparations. I want the bank.
We're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna want to do good with that money. Yeah. If reparations ever happen.
I don't think it'll ever happen because,
like you said, that admission of guilt for the travesty of what happened to Africans, and bro, the White House was built by black people. They wasn't climbing up no ladders doing that.
Built,
They were so
ran.
mad. They were so mad that Michelle Obama said, "I live in a house built by slaves."
Yeah,
That a black woman said it, but it was 100% true.
100% true.
100% true. I live in a house as a black woman that was built by slave hands.
Built and ran by slaves.
You're
To this
mad.
day, it's still.
You're triggered because a black woman said it, as if, don't tell me the truth. It ain't gonna make it less true.
Now, what I've learned is some people just don't want to be reminded that slavery existed.
Yeah.
We can't get over it because you won't stop.
Exactly.
Right.
You stop.
Y'all knee is constantly on our neck.
There you
Absolutely.
Y'all knee is constantly on our neck. So yes, we're gonna, every time we get our chance, we're gonna remind you about slavery. You want to know why? Because your knee is still on my neck.
Our lives are still impacted by it every single day. You sitting up here, you telling people to not acknowledge their daily struggle and to power through it. That's the brainwashing that you're doing for yourself so that you can get through.
It's comfortable.
No,
I want to be comfortable, and when you remind me of it, you're messing with my comfort.
Right.
It ain't.
I don't want to have to think. I know it was wrong. I just don't want to have to think about it.
I don't want to think about it, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not brainwashing. It is actively in their heads, and you can tell it's actively in their heads because every time Karen get upset, they're around me with a gun. Hurry!
Yeah.
You know what they're about to do. You know what calling.
That's why you calling
about it. No. You ain't calling them because you're safe. You calling them to come deal with me, and it ain't no surprise. It ain't no secret to the way they're gonna deal with me.
You fix it. You fix the narrative. You be the agent of change, because at the end of the day, all it takes is one person to stand up and say, "I am going to aggressively pursue the opposite side of this narrative. I, as a white cop, I, as a white doctor, I, as a white man in America, I'm going to aggressively stand up against every instance that I see to be wrong."
This is where I differ with what you said, Janelle. I think it's beyond.
That's Jada. Okay.
I'm sorry, Jada. I'm sorry. It's late. I'm sorry. We've given them too many chances, and they've shown that they're never gonna fix this. They're never gonna police their own. They're never going to. You may have. I mean, you have seen it kind of.
Out there that's been
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
You've seen it with the George Floyd thing. It did wake a lot of people up, and they're like, okay, well, maybe you guys weren't lying after all. About cops. Yeah. But the people that's in power that really run this country, they're never going to change. That right there is never going to change. It's time. It's really time for us to start getting.
But who has the power? Those in power or those who participate in giving the people power?
But that's
it's time for us to start getting our own shit.
That too, I agree with that.
And
100%.
when I say our own shit, I mean generational wealth. I mean keeping our dollars in our community. It's time for us to say, you know what, these people aren't fucking with us. Let's fuck with each other. Wait, you $107,000 in debt.
$130,000 in debt for a degree.
That right there is some bullshit.
Do you use your degree?
I could honestly say that.
No, I have not. I graduated. What's 2021? I graduated 6 years ago. I have yet to get a position in the field I graduated in.
I don't necessarily think college should be free. I think it should be some type of financial, but that it shouldn't cost you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a semester to go to school. No.
I gotta do this. That's what they drilled into me. Once I finished school, I'm the advocate for do what you feel like you can do. Don't go to school to make nobody else happy. Don't go to school because somebody else told you to. Only go to school if you feel like you want to go to school. Agree that I can't do nothing with.
It's not for everybody, and I can honestly say college wasn't for me. Now I'm done paying off my student loans, and they weren't nowhere near $130,000. They were expensive. I mean, it was expensive, and I'm done paying it off. And I'm glad I was able to pay it off. But even to this day, that shit wasn't for me. And I got good grades in college.
At some point, we have to start, even at a younger age, with our kids and everything. We got to start coming up with a decision of what you're going to do. What are you going to do for money? Because if you have an idea of what you're going to do for money, you can decide, honestly, is this a college route? Is this a trade route? Is this a military route?
Yeah.
Is this what are you going to do? Is this a online classes? What you going to do for money?
Absolutely.
Once you figure out what you're going to do for money, then you can figure out how much it's going to cost to do that. Too many people go to college unknowing what they want to do and not how much it's going to cost. And then they're flipping and they're turning something that should be done in 4 years into 6 years.
Absolutely.
People come in and they talk about generational wealth. And I was talking to a person online recently about it. And they were like, it's generational wealth is impossible. And I said, what you have to realize is generational wealth don't mean you're going to be the one to be rich.
Right.
That's
generational wealth for you may be you're going to start the ball rolling. What Christina said, if I can't get a job in my field, or if I go to another field, if I do something else, I'm starting with a clean slate. That is the number one thing that people, not our people, deal with. We come in, and as soon as we leave the house, because we are ready to go at 18, we go straight into debt.
Yeah.
That's another thing. My kid not leaving my house until she's 27 and completely ready to go.
Another thing is, when we talk about generational wealth, we talking about old money. We don't have life insurance.
Yeah.
So we're not giving our kids a leg up. If I say, hey, I got $1 million policy, right? I die, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Let's say 85. I'll be good with 85. My kids take that money.
I don't know if I live 85.
Whatever it is. My kids take that money as a starting point. But they should already be established. So whose starting point is that? That's for the
grandkids.
That's for the nest egg.
Right.
That's for the to start their policies and they don't have to come out their pocket. That's for
Absolutely.
We're gonna sell the big house and split it 50-50. I only got 2. We're gonna split it 50-50, and now we have emergency fund monies. Why? So we don't have no debt.
Yes.
We voted as a caucus and said, hey, if you want the black vote, this is what we need. And whoever is going to say they're going to give it to us, I want it first, right now, up front. And then we'll vote. Because if Iowa can do it and they ain't got nothing but corn and bullshit and cow shit, Democrats count on us. They can't win without the black vote. They count on us. And they don't give us nothing. They give us hoops and dreams and promises and hot sauce on the radio. I got hot sauce in my purse. They don't give us nothing.
God bless.
Who had hot sauce?
Hillary Clinton.
I was about to say, was that what Hillary was pandering?
Yeah.
They don't get nothing for our vote. They promise us stuff.
This is why you get. This is why you get Andrew Yang in a Baptist church.
We put our money in the visual representation of what made us feel amazing. We didn't bootleg that shit.
Nope.
We went and saw it.
We went and supported it.
They was like, it's gonna be 6 hours. We don't care, don't cut it. We come
the DVD.
Shame the nigga who saw Black Panther on bootleg. You went and saw that. You enjoyed the experience. So much so that Black Panther was the #1 movie. It beat the Titanic. It was the #1 box office movie, bar none. That shook they fucking asses so bad.
They were triggered.
They pulled it out the theater and put Avengers in, Infinity War in early.
Immediately.
And that overtook it.
But here's the thing.
Avatar, it be Titanic, it was, that is the power of our money. It was, you saw the maze for once. And some of us saw it, and some of us didn't. Some of us was that mouse that said, fuck this maze, I'm just going to climb on top. And you saw the value of black dollar. Some of us ran through the maze like, okay, but that just the power of the black dollar shook them so much, they was nervous.
The biggest problem in our community, and something we all can change like today. I think we just don't invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
Every one of us know how to do something. Every one of us know how to do something that can change you monetarily. Look, you know, we all know how to do something. Somebody know how to cut hair. Somebody know how to braid hair. Somebody know how to do this. They know how to do that. Everybody know how to do something.
To sit there and do it.
And a lot of times people just don't want to jump off that cliff and do it. I just had to jump off a cliff. I can't wait till one day I can just tell my job, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of y'all pimping me because y'all been pimping me. I could have been, I could have made way too much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do good. I'm way too smart for this job. I'm way too smart. That's how I feel. I think we just need to invest in ourselves so other people around us can invest in us. And that's where we'll take off from there.
That's why I go hard on everything I do, because I know if I don't do it for myself, ain't nobody gonna do it for you.